Cali to H-Town on plate by plate. You in it for the crown or you stay up out the way, cause winning covers everything.
Number one, I'll give you the disclaimer. Like, the night Tupac was shot, that was my 8th birthday, so I remember that vividly. But just like when that scene first came on and they was in Vegas, and you know, after the fight happened, and then the fight and the well, I'm talking about the Tyson fight, but after the other fight, when they was basically jump dude in the lobby in the casino, like all that, it was just like starting to hit you like all over again. Like, oh man, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, because you already knew how it ended. And then, you know, that last scene, you know, when he was in the passenger side and homie rolled up with the camera, took the flick, and that classic, timeless photo that we've seen for the last 20 years, which was Pac's last picture taken before he was shot, basically minutes before the fact. And then, you know, while they were cruising, and then you seen the street signs, Flamingo and Colville pop up, and you already know, like, this is the intersection. Then they go to the stop, the girls on the side, they start chatting, you know, you remember that part too. And that direct scene, I kept thinking, white Cadillac, white Cadillac, white Cadillac. Just get it over with, because you know what's coming. And that white caddy, smooth, pulled up, and I was like, well, here it goes. This is the climax. And then, you know, he took him out.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think we all remember, you know, the day Tupac got shot. I mean, like you said that was your 8th birthday. That was the day before my brother's 6th birthday. So I remember, you know, we were getting ready. We were going to go to my cousin's house. We were going to do stuff for my brother's birthday. I remember that. And I remember my dad coming home and telling me Tupac getting shot. And I mean, obviously I was young, so it didn't really affect me emotionally. But I remember thinking like, man, didn't he just get shot not too long ago? I remember that playing in my mind like, man, he got shot again. But yeah, man, to see that scene, and like you said, we know the whole story. We know, you know, after the Tyson fight, we know, you know, they were going to go to the club. But before they went, they seen Orlando, what's his name? They caught him, beat him up, jumped him. Then they're heading over to, you know, Club 662 and all of that. And we know all of that. And then, you know, Flamingo and Koval. And I'm like, oh, man. I mean, I used to take that intersection going home from work every day when I used to work at the Venetian back in Vegas. So, yeah, that intersection is so eerie for me. I used to ride that intersection every day going home. And at least once a week, I'll be like, man, Tupac got shot right here. Like, it's crazy, even still to this day for me.
Yeah, the whole scene, it was just like, it's crazy because, you know, that's how it shows like how much, I mean, I don't know if this is a California thing or just a music appreciation thing, but like those scenes kind of get to you like, dang, like it really happened. And this is something that we've known for 20 years, but to see it, you know, recreated and visualized, it kind of hits you. Because I mean, I was a really legendary person in a legendary event, and you know, his music and his basically his outgoing, you know, charisma and character, you know, still lives in today's music. And even in our conversations, we're going to talk about him forever. We're always going to have him in our top MC conversations, and we're always going to talk West Coast, East Coast, and Suge and everything, and all his movies. It was just like, that dude was like a legit, like, once in a lifetime type of like mega huge, just worldwide icon, you know?
Yeah, man, Tupac is unforgettable, man. I mean, he's going to live on forever. The scariest thing and freakiest thing about all of this is that the dude was 25.
That's wild, man. I remember when I was 25, and I couldn't imagine having a life at that point that he experienced already.
Like, I'm 28, okay? He was 25. The way he would think, the way he moved, the way he lived, and he was 25 years old. Like, Tupac would be 46 right now. Who knows what he could have accomplished? Who knows what he could have been? And that's the part that gets us the saddest, when we start thinking about what could have happened, what could have been.
Dude, and it was not even just musically. Like, he was an actor too, and like a legit actor. Like, he has a resume that's better than some non-rapping actors. So he was definitely like universally talented. And then, you know, just to think, you know, I mean, it's kind of hard to say, seeing how he did go down that death row path, and you don't really know what that would have led, seeing as how everybody from death row also, you know, had to leave Suge at some point. So we're kind of interested to see how that departure would have been, because they seem like out of everybody Suge dealt with, they were definitely the closest. So it would have been kind of interesting to see how that would have panned out. But I mean, he was just so powerful and so, you know, thoughtful that, you know, you knew he was gonna, you know, recover with something.
That's the part that I think affects us the most, that gets people kind of emotional about it, because as amazing and as how great as he wasn't even at his greatest form of thinking yet. He already was a genius. So yeah, man, Tupac is gonna be missed forever. You know, he's always gonna be mentioned. I mean, he wasn't just a hip-hop icon. He was a cultural icon that transcended hip-hop way beyond hip-hop. He, between his movies, his activism, his thoughts, his poetry, you know, the roads that grew from concrete, all of that, man. Like, Tupac was just one of a kind, man. So yeah, R.I.P. to Tupac. He'll be missed forever. Well, that's gonna do it, y'all. We out of here. Peace.
Cali to H-Town on plate by plate. You in it for the crown or you stay up out the way. Cause winning covers everything. Everything is wins. Brings along the way and let's never see the end. Cali to H-Town on plate by plate. You in it for the crown or you stay up out the way. Cause winning covers everything.